We continue with our talks on things related to the three-body problem, and here we address the issue of the three-body problem, saying there are 1.57 million civilizations in the universe, and the humans and the tri-solar are around 1.3 million. That is, they're very low-level-ranking civilizations. Well, it's not surprising because we're a relatively young civilization. Think about how long has it been since humans have been putting things in space. Never mind doing that. But there is an internationally recognized way that was proposed, but that started up, of ranking civilizations. So this is a Kardashev scale. Nikola Kardashev was one of my colleagues from Russia. So a level 1 civilization is a civilization that commands the resources of a planet. Okay, so humans are now at the 0.6 or 0.7 level out of 1. We're pretty much controlling the resources of the planet, but not completely. And we're making a mess too, but we're actually exploiting a huge fraction of the resources of the planet. Now, a level 2 civilization is a civilization that can control the resources of their solar system. And what is the most resources of a solar system? The answer is the star in the center, the sun in our case. And Freeman Dyson, who I also know, invented this concept called the Dyson Sphere. That is, that a sufficiently advanced civilization could build a sphere all the way around the sun and capture all the radiation from the sun and use that as energy to power that civilization. That would be, therefore, a complete level 2 civilization that it was using basically all the resources of the solar system, most of which are in the sun, and a little bit is in the minerals and the planets and so the various pieces of the planets. And so what would be the next? Well, you could say a level 3 would be something that could command the resources of a lot of star systems, right? Or you could go whole hog and say it commands the resources of the whole galaxy. That is, takes up the whole galaxy. So a few star systems, the whole galaxy is a big difference, right? Because a few is 20 or something, whereas the galaxy is 100 billion. But it's very hard to imagine civilizations that control more than one galaxy. You would have to try and figure out how to be able to travel much faster than the speed of light, because it takes light more than 1 million years to get between galaxies. It's hard enough that it takes light 100,000 years to cross our galaxy in the wide part. But you can imagine just growing out spherically and expanding until you take up the whole galaxy. Now the problem is you'll run into other civilizations and there might be some conflict there or some divvying up of the resources. So are we an advanced civilization? Do we control the whole planet? Not quite. So we're not quite to level 1. We're certainly far away from level 2. We don't control the resources of the solar system. We only use a small fraction of the power the sun puts out. And we're certainly not in a situation where we're controlling a significant part of the galaxy. So we can imagine that we're not such an advanced civilization. Now, what about in other ways? You know, you could be advanced because you think very clearly and you have high moral, ethical grounds and so forth. Well, I'd say just look at TV or internet and you'll see there's some good stuff and some not so good stuff. So you can see we still have some way to go. We're still like children in a certain sense. We're still growing, or teenagers, we're still growing and learning how to develop as a civilization. And it will be some time before we have great wisdom. Well, what about understanding all of science and understanding, you know, how to make things happen, how to live in the universe and maybe make 4 dimensions or do whatever kinds of things that you wanted to do as an advanced civilization? And the answer is we got work to do to get there. We certainly have made a lot of progress. It's very impressive. Over my lifetime, I have seen the advance in science understanding to be quite tremendous, but we still basically treat most diseases poorly. We're going to see advances, you know, it's pretty crude what they're going, but we're going to see advances in medicine that are quite outstanding over the next 30 and 40 years. So I think there's hope, but we're still fairly young civilization.